Hello, welcome to Introducing Your Shy Foster Dog to Strangers in Your Home. This flash class is another collaboration between Maddie's Fund and Dogs Out Loud and is designed to guide you through the process of introducing your shy foster dog to a new person. Today we're going to talk about the basics you should know before attempting a visit, steps to help you prepare in advance, and tips that we think will be helpful along the way. First, it is imperative that you learn to speak dog. By this we mean you should know enough about canine body language to differentiate between a comfortable, relaxed dog and one that is stressed, afraid, or feeling threatened. If you watched our first video, Bringing Home a Shy or Fearful Foster Dog, you will remember our recommendation to study Lily Chin's doggy drawings. Her website has a plethora of cute and informational drawings to help you decipher your foster dog's body language. There is also a fantastic new website called I Speak Dog that is geared specifically to help humans understand dog body language and behaviors to promote healthy human-canine relationships. Knowing how to identify comfort indicators like loose posture, proximity to people, and appropriate self-selected activities, as well as stress indicators like calming and cutoff signals, avoidance behaviors, and threat responses, is key to successfully guiding your shy foster dog through meetings with unfamiliar people. Next, understand that physical space is important, especially to shy dogs. You will need to consider the area in which you do the introduction and the ways in which you use that space to encourage interactions, or not, with your foster dog. Avoid doing interactions in spaces that are too close for comfort. A confined area, like a bedroom or utility room, may cause your foster dog to feel trapped and stressed. Instead, choose a larger room or enclosed yard where your foster has adequate space to engage or move away as he wants. Most importantly, never force your foster dog to interact with a stranger, and do not have unfamiliar people offer treats from their hands. While this may seem like a good idea to get your foster to engage, it can actually set up a scenario where your foster dog doesn't know what to do with himself once the treat is gone, doesn't understand how to move away, and is set up to react inappropriately to the unfamiliar person. Instead, if your foster dog seems comfortable enough to interact with a stranger, try having them play interactive games that help the dog engage with and then move away from the stranger. We recommend a great activity developed by Ian Dunbar and modified by Suzanne Clothier called Treat and Retreat, which teaches a dog how to approach and walk away from a stranger without the pressure of direct interaction between the two. Pattern games, created by Leslie McDevitt, are other games involving movement that can help teach a dog how to engage with strangers without getting stuck in one spot. It is also a good idea to teach your foster dog Karen Pryor's technique, Go to Place, so you can send him to a safe spot in the room when you need space between him and a stranger. Lastly, if you have other dogs in the home, you should consider their behavior around strangers and how they may influence your foster dog. A confident, socially appropriate resident dog can serve as a helper or a role model for your shy foster dog. By exhibiting friendly and social behavior, he can communicate to your foster that visitors are a welcome event. It is important to know your resident dog and understand how he will influence your foster dog so you can determine if your dog should be present during a stranger introduction or placed in another room for the meeting. Remember, make sure that you are good at reading dog body language, understand how the use of space can help make your shy foster dog feel more comfortable, and that you've determined whether or not your resident dogs should be present during the introduction before you schedule that meet and greet. This will all be important regardless of the next steps. To set your foster dog and you up for a successful introduction, there are some steps that you can take ahead of time to make sure everyone is prepared. When possible, it may help to chat with your visitor ahead of time. By explaining a bit about your foster dog's shyness and the importance of not forcing any interactions, you can set expectations and help your guests know what to do and what not to do when meeting your foster dog. You should also take the time to consider what items you have in your toolbox. These tools are items that you can use during an introduction to increase everyone's comfort and ensure safety. For example, if you have conditioned your foster dog to his crate, you have a tool that may help your foster feel more comfortable by allowing him to start out the introduction in his safe place. By setting up his crate in the visiting area, for example the living room, and providing him with a toy, chewy, or frozen Kong, he can observe and acclimate to the new person without the pressure of deciding where to go or whether or not to approach the stranger. If a crate isn't an option, or if your foster dog feels more relaxed behind a baby gate, consider using that as a starting point for the visit. By allowing your foster dog the flexibility to approach the gate and/or investigate the visitor or not, you are empowering him with choice. You may also consider using a long line or a drag leash. This tool is the least restrictive and will permit your foster to be free in the home with you and your guest, but with the safety of a leash should you need to help your foster dog move away. Finally, know what motivates your foster dog and serves as a pleasant reinforcer for him. Perhaps he loves string cheese. Maybe he responds to a soft verbal encouragement. Or maybe his favorite thing in the world is his squeaky toy. Whatever makes your foster pup happy can be an effective tool during introductions to reward appropriate decisions and desirable behavior. In short, a little preparation can make a big difference during an actual introduction. By preparing your future guest ahead of time and determining logistics and tools in advance, you will be better prepared for a successful visit. So now that you know more about your foster dog, have brushed up on your canine body language skills, and have determined the tools that will be used during the visit, you're ready for your company to arrive. So what is that visit going to look like? Before your visitor arrives, make sure you have your foster dog set up in your predetermined starting place. If you are still unsure of where to start things off, we suggest beginning with the most restrictive option, like a crate, and move to the less restrictive options, think baby gate or drag leash, as your foster dog's comfort level with the visitor increases. If your foster dog seems comfortable and interested in your guest, move him to the next least restrictive setup. Have your visitor come into the space without approaching your foster dog or making direct eye contact. Have her take a seat and position her body so that she is not directly facing your foster dog. Begin chatting with each other and ignore your foster dog at first. This will allow him to get used to the sight, smell, and presence of your guest. Avoid making loud voices or sudden movements so as not to frighten your foster. Using your knowledge of dog body language, observe your foster dog without staring during the meeting. Be sure you are receiving the feedback your foster dog is giving and responding with praise when he makes good choices. It is really important not to coax your foster dog into doing something he is clearly not comfortable doing. Instead, be sure you observe and respect how he is feeling and react appropriately. Encouraging friendly social behavior is fantastic, but heeding his cues and slowing down, or even backing up a step, will help your foster dog trust the situation and be more apt to engage in the future. During the visit, if your foster dog shows interest in interacting with your guest, invite your visitor to play treat and retreat or pattern games with your foster dog. This activity, especially if already familiar to your foster dog, is an unobtrusive and fun way to get your guest and foster dog interacting. If that goes well and your foster dog is still curious, your visitor can gently offer a hand for your foster dog to sniff if he so chooses. In addition, try to focus on frequency over duration using these tips. First, shorter, more frequent periods of engagement that are positive for the dog and the visitor will be more successful than a prolonged period of interaction that becomes uncomfortable or stressful. Second, if your guest has had a good experience with your foster for a little while, consider giving your foster dog a break in another room. Third, when doing interactions with potential adopters, try scheduling multiple visits to allow time for trust and a relationship to grow. Finally, if a negative experience occurs during the introduction, try not to despair. Reset your foster dog with a break in another room, discuss what may have occurred with your guest, and address what to do should that happen again. Then back the process up a step when you bring your foster dog back out. If he was loose in the house with a drag leash, go back to a baby gate or crate and build back up to that point. To summarize, successful introductions are more likely to happen when you start slow, let your foster dog guide the interactions, and focus on short, positive visits that leave everyone feeling good about the introduction. Children fall into a special category when it comes to dogs, and having a shy foster dog makes these points especially relevant. Understand that your foster dog may have had no experience, little experience, or negative experiences with children before he came to live with you, so it is important to watch your foster dog's body language to see how he is responding to the presence of little ones. Consider that kids move faster than, louder than, and tend to be more unpredictable than adults, and this can be upsetting to an already nervous dog, so you will want to figure out the best way to manage the interaction safely. Most importantly, kids and dogs, especially those that are unfamiliar with each other, should never, ever be left unattended together. We recommend the book Poppy and Puppy Are Friends by Kim Bergen as a great place to begin teaching kids what a healthy child-dog relationship looks like. Everyone has occasions where the pizza delivery kid, the UPS man, or a door-to-door salesman comes up and rings your doorbell. How are you going to handle your shy foster dog? Try keeping a jar or a bag of treats in your entryway so that you are prepared to toss treats to move your foster dog away from the door or reward him for being quiet. It can also be helpful to stash a baby gate near your entryway so that you can toss treats to move your foster dog away from the door and then put up the baby gate to prevent door darting, barking, or other undesirable behaviors. Finally, remember that go-to-place exercise. Teaching this skill to your foster dog will allow you to use that command when an unexpected visitor arrives. By going to his place, your foster dog won't feel pressured to react to or interact with whoever's at your door. We hope that you've enjoyed this video. You're now ready to introduce your shy foster dog to strangers in your home. Thank you for watching, and most importantly, thank you for opening your heart and home to a shy foster dog.